Alright, so I'm going to do another recording. This one is going to be another method for refitting captured enemy ships. So, I have a bunch of captured ships because my game glitched out and I can't actually build new ships right now, so I'm reliant on capturing enemy ships when the enemy surrenders. So we're going to take this Charles Martel, which is a smaller battleship. We did this Condor set before, so we're going to take the smaller one. And we're going to go view it. And it's a cute ship. Is this like a Battleship 1 design, maybe? It looks very French with these guns set down kind of low. So, like before, the first thing we have to do is figure out what we want to do with this ship. And I want a fast ship that can lead a group of smaller cruisers, and because we're going to be doing kind of hit and run task forces with these captured ships. So before I started I just kind of modified the ship. This time we're going to clear everything out, boom, and we're going to build it from scratch from the hull. So we're going to go minimum beam, maximum draught, maximum bulkhead. We're going to go short on the range. Let's find out where his hydrodynamic wall is. So at like 20 knots, it's 5,000, 22 knots, which is at least what we want to do. That's not bad. 23 knots takes it up huge, right? It's jumping up almost 3,000 tons. 22.1, so that's a change of about 100 tons. And then if we go 22.2, it's about another 100 tons. 23, it's another 100 tons or so. Now it's about 80. Alright, so 22.4, another about 80, 22.5. Not too bad. 22.6, not too bad. 22.7, not too bad. 22.8, not too bad. 22.9, not too bad. But 23 jumps us up really big. So 22.9 seems to be kind of where that wall hits us. Yeah, we're basically just being a bunch of pirates right now. So yeah, as I'm recording this video, I'm also live streaming. Now, we have a lot of stuff that we have to put in here. So we're going to go with the turbines, or not turbines, the multiple expansion. I haven't gotten the turbines yet. Unbalanced, we'll go auxiliary 1, Krupp armor. We want to go extra bulkheads, some anti-flood. We need a citadel. We want to go with the best tower we can get for the spotting range. It's 25, 24, 22, 20, garbage, more garbage, right? So we want to go with this big one, but this won't fit. And that won't fit. And this won't fit. And this won't fit. And that won't fit. So our choice is we could have a super fast ship with a garbage tower with our front tower 1. Because the front tower 2 just won't fit. So we go with the front tower 1. And we're going 22.9 knots. But this front tower 1 only has a spotting of garbage, 1700. Whereas this one has... It's not really that much better, to be honest. So we have to make the decision. Do we want speed or do we want spotting? It's a 2 base accuracy versus 7. It's a lot more spotting. Now, what we can do is we can go maximum beam. And we can kind of see where where the tower starts not fitting. So it doesn't fit here. And doesn't fit anywhere there. So negative 2.2. So we just put it back to 0. Doesn't fit at 0. Here, we're going to... So it fits at 3. And does it fit at 2? It does. 1 it doesn't, right? No, it still fits at 1. 0.5. 0.1. Nope. 0.2. So we have to have at least a 0.2 to have the really big tower. And we can set it back about as far as we want. So we have the big tower. Now realistically, at this speed, we don't have enough room for much of anything, right? So we're probably going to have to slow us down a bit. We can go with the induced boilers. We're going to want the coincidence rangefinder 2. We're going to want some radio communication. So first thing we need to figure out is boilers. How many boilers do we need? Now we can do a little bit of math to see what are the most efficient per tonnage boilers. So if we pull out the old calculator, and we have 75 tons divided by 5 funnel capacity. That means we have 15 tons per funnel capacity, right? All right, so that's our base. If we go here, 85 tons divided by 5.5, and that's a 15.4. So we're getting, it takes more tons to have the funnel capacity. So this one's actually more efficient. If we go to the next one, well, that's the same 5.5 funnel capacity for even more tons. That's dumb. And this one's 6. So if we go 124 tons divided by 6, that gives us 20 tons per funnel capacity. That's not good. Got 132 divided by 6.5. And that's 20 tons, so that's no good. We got 148 divided by 7.3. I'm doing the calculator on a different computer, by the way. That's also 20 tons. And then this one here, 168 divided by 7.3. That's getting even worse, right? So this tiny funnel here is actually the best one. So let's see how many tiny funnels it takes, because you've got to consider the space, and you've got to also consider the so it takes 4 tiny funnels to get the to get everything, to get us over 100% engine efficiency. We could probably get away with 3 and that'd be okay, or we go with a bigger one to save space. So these bigger funnels save space, but that's basically what we're looking at. So we're going to go 3 funnels. We're going to need a secondary tower, and we can just do 4 accuracy. It's 3 accuracy there for this. I'm probably just going to go with this tiny. We'll go for the tiny one for now. Okay? So let's see. We're just figuring out weights right now because we're basically building this thing from scratch. Now the purpose of this ship is to go really fast. Hey, Shadow Wolf. We want it to go really fast, lead a group of small ships, and we want to have a little bit of oomph. Now, the biggest guns we can put on here are going to be these Mark III 11-inch guns. These are going to be kind of heavy, and that's going to be a big flash fire chance also. And we can do it and give it some barbettes. That's going to be really damn heavy, too. Now, what we could look at doing is we look at going some 9s. Do we have any barbettes? We don't get any real barbettes. We only get these little dinky barbettes. Which we could use to put smaller guns. But we don't have the tonnage, really, to do much more than this. This is already maxing us out, right? And this is before we have... You know, we got okay armors before we get a lot of armor. So, what happens when we drop it down to 22 knots? That gives us like 1,000 tons. We can work with stuff. So we could go with like another... So we could go with like another gun. Hey Shadow Wolf, I'm just recording a video explaining different methods for building captured, refitting captured ships. So like this... So this one here, we got, we've got 3 nice gun turrets on here. This is actually not bad. We don't have a lot of secondaries. 22 knots is still okay. We've got our maximum bulkheads. We're going to want a little bit more, deck armor, at least 3 inches. 4 would be better. 12 inches of main belt. And... we can stack on some secondaries. We could put some 5s, but this might be... Well, the 5s fit. So, whoops, I didn't want to do that. There we go. I want the longer barrel length. Now, the problem is we don't have a lot of armor on these guns. I could go with like 2-inch guns instead, but we don't have a lot of room for guns. We got we've got this spot back here. We could put we can go with our 2.9s. Those are too big. These are too big up here. So we could also try putting a little barbette. There's not really a lot of room there. Can we scooch this thing back a little bit more? So that's as far back as that goes. So we could put that barbette there. How does that affect the angle? So it can shoot a little bit better angle without the barbette. Can we do a... Yeah, it won't let us do any of these other barbettes. Oh, this one it'll let us do. There we go. That's good. And can we put a... Put a little another 5-inch gun back there. Now this gives us a lot of firepower. We don't have any tiny guns. We could do like some of these casemates maybe. Which I don't know if I really care that much about the casemates. So this guy here is going to be really good for nailing, nailing cruisers. It's not... Let's go... TNT... we want extra ammo and bigger shells. This is going to make it pretty much at the top of our, what we can, our flash fire chance is very low. We could be a little crazy, go with picric acid, but I don't recommend that for battleships. Let's stick with TNT. And this will be pretty good at punching down cruisers. Now, it's not going to be great against battleships. Now, what we could do if we want is, instead of this, we can go with Cap Ballistic, and this will be better at nailing battleships. That'll punch through cruiser armor right there just fine. And this will do so-so against battleships. So maybe in this case we want to do something like this. And we want to give it a little bit of forebelt, so we can balance it out. Now this thing's really light on the front and back armor. I don't like that. But if we want the speed, this is kind of what we've got. It's a little bit of a weird design because it's set so far back. But it's not that unusual with French ships. Now I could try.
French ships are floating hotels.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, I'd like to superfire these and get this up on a barbette, but I can't put any barbettes on the ship that will handle anything bigger than an 8-inch gun, because it won't let me use... I need this barbette here for anything bigger than 8 inches for 9 inches on up. So this is kind of what I'm limited to. And this might be all we get, just 3 twin 9-inch guns and 5 twin 5-inch guns. And that's not bad. I mean, we could still try to do some, you know, some casemate guns, but those don't really... Well, we don't have a lot of weight to spare. We'd have to sacrifice speed. We could put on a whole plethora of these little, you know, these little guns, these little 2-inch guns. But we don't have a lot of speed, or we don't have a lot of tonnage if we want to keep the speed. And I really want to keep the speed on this guy. We've got plenty of firepower with the 5-inchers, so I think we're going to leave it like this. And we'll just tweak the armor a little bit. I really want more... Oh, our conning tower's awful also. I'd really like more fore and aft deck. Our aft deck is awful.
You could make those winged 5 single mounts.
No.
Save weight.
No, we're gonna keep it like this. This isn't gonna be going against anything too terribly heavy anyway. So we're just gonna be a little bit vulnerable, but we can add more armor later as we get better stuff. And this guy is not designed to go after battleships. When you're upgrading a ship or when you're designing a ship, you got to know what it is that you're fighting. This guy is for fighting cruisers. It's a cruiser killer. I do not want to go fight in like a line battle. And with the 22 knots, we're fast enough we can run away from battleships. So this is going to be kind of our build, I think. And so in this case, we just built it up from scratch by stripping everything down. I'm still not super happy about the deck armor, but we've got this really nice pitch and roll. We're perfectly balanced, which gives us a lot of accuracy bonuses. And we can always upgrade this guy later with a future upgrade. So we are going to save that. Boom. And then we'll probably start upgrading our smaller ships next. I think I have one more battleship to upgrade. And so we'll try, because we've got a Chinese battleship to upgrade also. So we'll do that in a minute.